Good afternoon and welcome to the podium. Our quote for today comes from Vance Lombardi, an American coach, and it says, "Football is like life. It requires perseverance, self-denial, hard work, sacrifice, dedication, and respect for authority." Coming up in this edition of the podium, President Julius Maada Bio formally launches the Transform Freetown project. Sierra Leone Premier League to kick off on Sunday after 5 years without local football played. And we shall be talking to AYV Miss University on her current project. Well, all these issues and more coming up in this edition of the podium, which you can be part of by sending your messages to 088-373-504. The number is 088-373-504. This is the podium. My name is Dr. Zainab Kamara. Welcome to the podium. President Julius Maada Bio has formally launched the Transform Freetown program at a ceremony held at the Beata Conference Hall, Brookfields in Freetown. Transform Freetown initiative aims to build quality low-cost housing units, ensure that 90% of new buildings and structures constructed abide by the plan and appropriate regulation, ensure that 100% of schools covered by the Freetown City Council take public exams in transparent and credible conditions, provide market-driven skills training to at least 20,000 youths, facilitate the creation of at least 4,000 tourism-related jobs, reduce maternal mortality by at least 40%, provide about 75% of residents of the municipality with affordable and sustainable water supply, among several targets, all to be achieved by 2022. Well, for more on the program, I have Kuma Hassan Kamara, the Communications Officer, Freetown City Council. Welcome to the podium.
Thank you very much, Daphne.
That's a handful of this project. Let's take them bit by bit. Most of what is outlined here have to do with, we have ministries, departments, and agencies who are responsible to carry them out. How would the Freetown City Council work with them?
Yeah, thank you very much once more. This was an initiative from Her Worship the Mayor, Yvonne Akisoya. When she came to power, she realized that she promised the people of Sierra Leone, she promised the people of Freetown, the electorates, or the constituents, and there are certain things that she plans to put in place to ensure that we have what she calls a smart city. And she brought this idea by making it very inclusive, and she planned in a way that she divided the plan by sectors. So we have the 4 clusters and the 11 priority sectors, and that's the area wherein she brought on board MDAs, other partners, donors, national and international as well, so that they can be part of the transformation. And they have their own ideas, they have their own funds, but together she thought we can make it. She just thought it has to be a collaborative effort.
Okay,
so to include everybody.
Koma, let's start with the low-cost housing units, and that she is proposing to build for Freetown.
Yeah.
Where exactly? Because we know Freetown is already choked. Is she planning to move the city?
Well, she's doing this in line with the sister council, the Western Area or District Council, because as you can see, the urban area is already congested. So she cannot transform Freetown, live on like places like Waterloo, because people in the general perspective thought that Waterloo is Freetown. I mean, it's part of Freetown City Council. So yeah, so it's another district. Yes, under the local government local government act. But for us as capital city to ensure this comes to reality, it has to be a partnership with the sister council, which is Western Area Rural District Council. And not only that, other agencies that are doing working on housing are all on board in one of the sectors, the priority sectors, which is urban planning and housing. And here you have Home Leon and other partners that have promised with their activities and the fund they have now to ensure that they have about 5,000 houses, low-cost housing, be constructed in the Freetown. When I say that,
which part of Freetown? That's
on the urban, the rural area, but it has to be collaboration. That is with the Western area. Will
the city council be in total control?
Definitely.
How? Because it's not under purview.
It has been agreed. Okay. We are all under the local government council. We're all working towards development. Okay. So, Her Worship the Mayor sat with the Western Area Rural District Chairman, Joseph Kashoji Olanko, okay. And they agreed that, in order to bring development, it has been agreed.
Now, talking about the market-driven skills training for at least 20,000 youths, who are these youths that she has identified?
Well, they have different categories, of course, and we are not leaving women and girls behind, because that's one of our other priority areas. School-going or non-school going as well. They are all included, and that has to be done in looking at the area of tourism. They want to bring, how can I say, transform the tourism sector rather than looking at the traditional thing before. Like, there are other things like we have to train youths on how to be hospitable to people, and not only like catering and other aspects, but like even the hospitality and other areas that has not been part of Sierra Leone's form of mentality about tourism. So that will give chance for job creation. That will enhance or empower more women, girls, and other youths as well. So that
also she stated that 90% of new buildings and structures constructed should abide by the plan and appropriate regulation. Let's talk about some of these regulations. When we know the Ministry of Works, the Ministry of Lands are the ones responsible for all of this.
Yes, and that's some of our challenges as a council. By the Local Government Act 2004, we are supposed to ensure that we give licenses for even housing permits. But what went wrong and why? It is under the central government. But that's not the problem. The problem we're having is the permits being given out and people just, without planning, just construct houses anywhere at any time. And she even made mention of it's a major streets of Freetown. People construct story buildings without compounds. You have to park their cars. So at the end of the day, you are being faced with that challenge of congestion, and all this pushback thing comes in, and all the rest of it because of poor planning. Yeah. So this time around, she wants to ensure that she incorporates the central. This is not only at council level, but it's apart from the end days, the partners and donors, we also have to ensure that the central comes, and that was where the president emphasizes yesterday that they have to ensure that central, they give support to council. Central governments give full support to council, so it has to be partnership with the central government.
And now that we know that because of our aim to achieve all this in 2022, new building, people who want to erect new buildings will have to go through you. Let's know some of the regulations that would be there to guide the people.
Well, when we talk about regulations, it has to do with policies. Okay. And that has not been formulated now. We have to compromise. We have to put what council should do, what central government should do. It's not far. So we just launched yesterday, and that will come later. So we'll come back to the people and tell them.
Let's talk about the commitments made from development partners, especially those in the government, the ministries and departments that would be responsible for most of what she has targeted to do.
I want to start with the finance department, the Ministry of Finance. And by the minister yesterday, he promised that he has to ensure that this fund being given to council as according to plan. Also, other partners like of course the Ministry of Education, we have part of it that are being devolved. But all what the main thing is that they have to ensure that the devolved functions be fully devolved to council this time around, in order for us, especially Freetown City Council, in order for us to ensure that this transformed Freetown becomes a reality. Because it's a plan that after every 6 months we have to go back to the people and tell them what we have done, what we've achieved, our challenges. We have to get back onto them. And each and every sector has their own assignments to do. They have agreed on certain things that they have to put in place with timeline. You know, some has to be achieved by December and others accordingly.
Okay.
You know, so.
And also, Koma, to allay the fears of some people who may have properties in the country, because we know that some they're mostly ISO. Yeah. People, it's not even our standard of a city cannot be compared to other cities in the world. And she is saying she will transform the city. That's why I asked earlier if the city would be moved, because we know that some structures are permanent. Yeah. Because people will be thinking now that what would she do to old buildings that are there and that may not beautify the city?
Thank you. First of all, we came to realize as a council that during the day our population rises up to a certain percentage because of migration. People move from the rural setting to come to the businesses, and we find out that our business area is really congested. So there is a sector that we call urban planning and urban mobility, because that has to do with transportation as well. And these are the things that are really creating the congestion and making like the city not having that kind of looks, like, you know, beautifying the city. Because whenever they move, they have other constraints, they have other challenges. We have problem with sanitation, waste management, toilet facilities, and all the rest. So what she is saying that we have to ensure that, or the sector has to ensure that they decongest certain areas, at least 5 areas within the city.
Decongest, what do you mean?
Like
the people who sell on the streets?
That is one area for sure, because
you move the buildings.
They're not going to. Well,
so how? So tell us how you decongest the place.
If there's a plan set that's, well, let me say like Bottom Mango, for instance, because those are the places that they have to decongest. If you go to Bottom Mango, you see how congested those areas are. You go to Wilberforce, Juba, about 5 areas that they have to decongest. So like one way to ensure that happens, like what we clear them off as a council. So that can help.
Okay, thank you very much. Continue to stay with us, because we'll come back to you, and we want to know whether this is not just a dream that will wake up and it doesn't happen in 2022. For another issue this afternoon, over the years, football in the country has stagnated due to poor management and other issues. And fortunately, this year, the game has been revived, with the first game scheduled to be played on Sunday, with mighty Blackpool playing against Eastern Lions. What are the expectations? To find out, we have in the studio Alpha Rashid, Chairman, Eastern Lions Supporters Club, Usman Kondos Kamara, PRO, Mighty Blackpool, and Alhaji Kamba, who is the Director of Media Premier League Board. I'll start with the team, people. For fairness, I'll go over to Alpha Rashid. Because I know Francis will be out there thinking that I'll talk to Kondos first. Alpha Rashid, let's talk about how the Eastern Lions, commonly known as the Killers, are set for Mighty Blackpool on Sunday.
Thank you very much. For Eastern Lions, we are very set. If you can remember, 3 months ago, we were the first team to announce our executive. And just 2 weeks after, we have the best coach in the country.
Who?
John Kista, who is the best coach in the country.
He has been coaching Leon Stars, but I've not won anything yet.
No, but he's the
so
best
what
coach
makes
in the
him
country.
The best?
Okay, you can see, because the PLB man is here. Even when the PLB goes on with their seminar yesterday, he was there teaching the other coaches, lecturing them. So you can see somebody who lectures you, for sure is your boss. Yes, and we can go now They have gathered for us superb players.
Let's talk about the lineup.
Yes, superb players. You know, players that have won the jersey of the national team. Players that have got laurels in and out of the country. So for East Lounge, we are well prepared. You know, thank God for the executive that we have this time that is ready to pour money into the game. That for sure we are not going for Blackpool because I'm sure we are there to win the trophy. We are not only going for Blackpool. Remember in 2013 or 2014, the last league, East Lounge won that league, and for sure we are going to win this again. We want that record to be set properly. At the last one, we won it, and when the game has been revived, we are going to win too.
Okay, so let's talk about the players that you have, the notable ones. Let's talk about them.
Yes, for the notable players, we have the goalkeeper. We have Fabianski. He is the national team home-based goalkeeper. We have Achi. For the defense, we have so many caliber of players like the Suma, who is also the home-based captain, defense minister. We have the midfield masters. We have Johnny Coker. We have so many. We have the attackers. We have the best attackers now. They call them twin. They call them 1331. That is their nickname, 1331. Those guys, for people watching football, can tell you that those are the best.
So what are your expectations for the Premier League, not on Sunday?
No, our expectations is just to win the Premier League, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less.
And are you capable?
More than capable, if I could say. So we are not afraid. We are there to win. We are well prepared and we are there to win the league.
Okay, let me leave you there and come over to Kondos. Let's talk about your preparations also.
Yeah, thank you very much, Zainab. Of course, for Mighty Blackpool, we started preparation late in December. It's over a month now ago. And we have all the players. The good thing about Mighty Blackpool is a club well blessed with players who always commit themselves to Mighty Blackpool. Not for money, but just because of the love of the game. And I would say for the blessing of Mighty Blackpool, we never lose most of our players. 99% of our players we still maintain. All we give to East Lands, 2 of our players. And some of the players who came from East Lands to Mighty Blackpool, they are from Mighty Blackpool to East Lands to decide to come home.
Okay.
So I would say most of those players, they are son of Mighty Blackpool.
So let's talk about the lineup for Sunday.
The lineup for Sunday, of course, we have the best goalkeeper in the country. He plays in different categories under 17. Abdulaiba, commonly known as Kanibe.
Home based.
Home based, yes, is playing in the squad as our assistant captain. As one of the new players we brought in, the late Gaddafi, you know Gaddafi of Mighty Blackpool, the son of Gaddafi by the name of Abdul Budu Kamara, is one of our central defender. And we have Thiago, he's a Lebanese, he's a Sierra Leonean by nationality. And also we have another player called Mascherano, who was with the King Tom squad. He's still with Mighty Blackpool. If I want to call names here, I'll go on and on.
So let's talk about the coach and what he has brought on board to improve the team.
And I had my colleagues here, my brother, as Parikisi Al-Farashi, talking about the best coach. Still having the best coach. I would say Mighty Blackpool having the best coach in this country by the name of Coach Abu Sanko Olangba. Of course, I can remember vividly all the time Sierra Leone 17 team playing the World Cup. Coach Abu Sanko and Coach Musa Kalon took this team to the World Cup in Finland, and Sierra Leone came second. As one of the coaches have a license from Germany, so I would say we have the best coach in this country called Coach Abu Sanko Olangba.
Your jerseys, they look alike. Were they made by the same people?
No, I would say thanks very much to one of our brother, the late Money, plays for Regent Olympic and Mighty Blackpool as well. He started doing jersey in this country locally. And the son of late Money, called Ibrahim Money, this is the dream of his father, that he wants to do this for the people of this country. So when he have this opportunity to do, he decided to do jersey for all 14 Premier League clubs, but now we have 13. Okay. He do it, I mean, just to give back to his country. So that is a blessing in disguise. So that's why I say, yeah, I will say for free to the Premier League clubs. Okay. Only give supporters jersey for a minimum cost. We can sew that supporter jersey and make something in return to support the club.
Okay, thank you very much, Kondos. And I'll go over to you, El Haji Kombag, the Director of Media, Premier League Board. Let's talk about preparations for Sunday. Is all set?
Yes, I think we are revived now. See the ambience, see the contest. That is exactly what we've been working around the clock for. Indeed, it's a rebirth of the Sierra Leone Premier League. And I can confirm to you that from edge and left to edge right, you are having Premier League clubs being represented. Even Freetown City Council is a Premier League club now participating in this Premier League. As a board, we promised the people of this country that it's going to be a daunting and painstaking task to try to bounce football back from its sinking reputation. But as a challenge, we went for it. And today, the ambience is all over the place. Thank God we are starting on Sunday with the traditionally based Mighty Blackpool, the Sisters Boys, and the Eastern Lions, the Killers. You know, the momentum is hitting every other geographical location of this country. Just yesterday, we saw unveiling of the Chief Minister on the part of Cambo Eagles in Kenya. The Youth Minister and Babadi are on the part of Bo Rangers. Adams Tommy, to name a few, are on the part of Diamond Stars. Antonio Junior Navo and Malado and others are on the part of Eastern Lions. You come into Alpha Timbo, Kabaka on the part of Mighty Blackpool. You name and Sir William Gaber, the Martin Michaels, are on the part of FC Calor. So the match is slowly moving off the pitch to come into personality contest. That is exactly what we've been yearning for as a nation. That we need to awake the sense of pride and ownership of our country's football. Let us invest. We are seeing this moment as a moment of redemption for football, where we come back home to restructure. We are having a situation where in the present national squad is almost fading out by generational situation. And now we have the responsibility as a nation, with the support of all the clubs, to fill in the different cadres of the national team. So that by the moment the suspension will be lifted, Sierra Leone will be a football battling ready nation. Yeah. And as part of our preparation, just yesterday, we completed a training seminar for club administrators, journalists, and media officers of the respective Premier League clubs. Because we need to maintain their standards by being abreast with modern best practice of football and with amendments being made in terms of interpreting the rules. Because we'll be having the journalists to analyze pre and post match events. We'll be having these club officials administering their clubs, preparing them to go and play. You must be abreast with what is expected of a Premier League club. This is the pinnacle, the highest standard of a Premier League. So
Alhaji, let's talk about the officials who will be officiating the matches, because most times the teams would have played their best. But when a referee or a linesman has a focus on this team winning, we know what they can do. Let's talk about the credibility of those who would be officiating.
I subscribe to your concern. Hence why the day before yesterday, we engaged the referees, and 84 of them that will be officiating this year's Premier League, and the coaches. Because we, as part of our build-up, we engage the different sectors that have got major roles to play in ensuring an efficient and effective league season. Yeah. And one of the pivotal sector of the game is the referees or the officiators. So we engage them in that seminar. We are in the team of experts from the referees committee, engage them. And we talk to them. We were very blunt with them. That a single action will change the whole situation of the joy of people coming back to the game. And a judicious action in officiating will lead to a successful outcome of the league. So they've also committed themselves to giving the best. Luckily enough, just a couple of weeks ago, 7 of our Sierra Leonean referees received FIFA badge from FIFA, the very FIFA who suspended also. Yes. Which means it's a kind of preparation of the referees for this competition. And they've claimed responsibility that any deliberate action of an officiator or a referee to bring the match into disrepute, we should hold them accountable and responsible. And that punishment will be meted to any referee. Yeah, again, what they've committed, that's why we had to motivate them. When the chairman went to UK to prepare for medals and trophies for the championship, he also thought of the referees and brought in and whistles, and assistants, flags, and other attire for the referees, because it's a kind of source of motivation for them to give their best. And we are in negotiation to see what should be given to them as an incentive after every match. And we've promised to raise it up so that nobody will tell us it's because of A, B, C, and D. So we are expecting them in turn to give service not to the board. We are only an intermediary between them and the clubs, to the clubs and to the people of this country, because we owe to the fact that the monies being given to us by the government of Sierra Leone is every other Sierra Leonean money. Yeah, so we owe the government in turn accountability, transparency, and good governance structures on behalf of implementing football administration. And on that note, we ended the training with the referees, and to maintain the independence of the officiating team. We as a board do not determine who officiates a particular match. The responsibility and the onus is purely on the referees committee. In turn, after the match, we provide their incentive. If they are traveling out of town, we provide them with transportation, incentive after match, their lodging. So these are the money we receive from government when we promise them that it's a platform to create job for over 800 Sierra Leoneans. We are in 84 referees will be officiating, receiving incentive. The clubs now bogusly seated here will be paying their players at the end of every month. So we've succeeded in engaging these youths, dribbling their minds away from being in the devil's workshop to transforming them into becoming meaningful Sierra Leoneans. That in turn will give back to this country.
Let's talk about the venue for Sunday. We'll come to the other venues. How well prepared is the National Stadium?
Thanks to the Minister of Sports, who has also committed, apart from the support we received from government, to make the National Stadium available for this league. Yeah. And we have sectors that we take into consideration when it comes to organizing such match. Of course, it's going to be a fanfare, yeah, as an opening ceremony, because we'll be having a comic match between honorable members of parliament and the cabinet ministers. Yeah. So on that day, of course,
but for the two teams, it will be serious. It's a start of the match.
In fact, it's going to be a battle that's going to be in the history of this country. They are the oldest Premier League clubs in this country. 24, 28 or so. Okay, so we are going to engage the police presence with it here to ensure security is everywhere, and to even support.
What about the pitch? Is it satisfactory?
Yes, I'm going to take that into consideration. The police presence will be there to ensure every other Sierra Leonean that will go to that stadium is protected or secured. We are also going to have people that will be talking to the youth against the harmful use of drugs on that day, because we know we are targeting a particular sector of public, that is the youth, that mostly are vulnerable with events of violence and harmful drugs. We are also going to have a Red Cross, yeah, because of potential injuries and other things that will crop up. We are also going to have fire force around. Coming to the pitch is set. Go now to the stadium.
I'll go there. I'm going there after.
Works are ongoing.
I have something to do.
Works are ongoing. Thanks again to the entire stadium management for the good work they are doing in order to beautify the scene tomorrow. And for tomorrow's and for Sunday's event, it's going to be an opening ceremony with a grand style. Yeah, you're going to have the participating teams being represented. Of course, the mighty Blackpool and Eastern Lions that will play the opening match are going to be there. The stand, especially the presidential stand, is going to be occupied by dignitaries, government dignitaries, and other personalities, because they will be there also to grace the occasion. Yeah, and we also have the national retired football heroes, people that have given their service as players to this country before now. All they can get after retirement now is the pleasure they have when the game is played. So we do also recognize their presence when it comes. For our loving fans representing the respective clubs, all roads lead to the National Stadium. Go and make yourself comfortable. We are going to try as hard as possible to maintain the wave of peace and tranquility. The noise we need is to celebrate a goal, to celebrate a player's good performance, or a dazzling dribble from a player. Okay. Yeah. But for the other aspect of noise, we are going to assure the people that we are going to be manned by perfect decorum or taciturn to ensure that people that have committed themselves
be able to control that.
That is why I said the crowd to cheer up players of or clubs will not control that. Yeah. But I mean the controversies, the conflicts, the problem, war of words amongst no. Okay. Yeah, we'll try to maintain that because of it's a rebirth of the league. There are people who have gone far away from football now coming back. So we have to justify why they are coming back. And the board is there to give service to the people of this country.
Alaji, I'm happy you mentioned security. At the gate, what would they be looking for? Because we know that most times when these people buy drinks, especially bottled drinks, they go in there and use them to pelt people in the field. Maybe a player does not play the way they want, or you know, some of these things, it happens most of the time. So let's talk about you telling the security not to allow bottles.
I think that has been made long before this time. Okay. That no bottles will be allowed around this time.
Only plastic.
Yes, plastic. Yeah. But I will assure you that we will ensure that every other Sierra Leonean that will be going to that place will be safe and will be there for a reason and with a purpose. Okay. And the reason is to help revive the game back.
So let's talk about the
because plans and activities are already being put in place to mitigate any potential problem of violence that will come up.
Let's talk about the prices.
Yes, open stand is 5,000 leones, cover is 25, residential is by invitation, and just yesterday,
just for Sunday.
Yeah. For Sunday. Okay. The presidential by invitation is just for Sunday. And for subsequent matches, the teams will determine their prices. Okay. As also they do have the right to determine their hosting venue. And just yesterday we've launched the fixtures for the 2018-2019 Sierra Leone Premier League.
So let's get that for the first 10 matches.
Yes, for the first 10 matches on Sunday, we'll be having Mighty Blackpool hosting Eastern Lions at the National Stadium. On Friday the 1st, Bo Rangers will be hosting the flamboyant FC Calon in Bo.
Okay.
Yes, in Bo. And on the same Friday, the Eastern
Clash of the East.
Battle, Clash of the East, Kambui Eagles will be hosting Diamond Stars in Kenema. And on Saturday the 2nd, Anti-Drugs FC will be hosting Central Parade at Approved School in Wellington. And Saturday again, Freetown City Council, I see her smiling, will be hosting their rival Sports Authority. Okay. Yes, it's a power state and battle. Yeah. Yes. And on Saturday again, the 2nd, Eastern Lions will be hosting Old Edwardians at the National Stadium. And on Saturday again, the 2nd, RSLAF, that is the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, will be hosting Eastern Tigers in Makeni, Usum Grounds. Yeah. And on Wednesday, the 6th, Central Parade will host Mighty Blackpool here at Parade Grounds, but negotiations are ongoing for the hosting venue. And on the Wednesday, the 6th again, FC Calon will host Anti-Drugs at the National Stadium. And for the 10th match, the 6th of Wednesday again, Ports Authority will host Bo Rangers at the Atuga Mini Complex, Clienttown.
Continue to stay with us in the program. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we shall be talking more on the preparations for Sunday? Well, in case you've just joined us, this is the Podium coming to you live on SLBC Television in Freetown. Well, still with me in the studio is the Communications Officer, Freetown City Council, Koma Hassan Kamara. Koma, I see you were giving thumbs up for when your team was mentioned, the Freetown City Council. Let's talk about your team. Let me bring you into sports right now.
Of course, definitely. And I want to tell viewers there that it's part of our plan, in the Transform Freetown plan. And we're going to transform Freetown to sports as well, as part of the job creation for youths within our municipality. And you know we have relationship with Hull City and other partners as well. And these are all the strategies we're going to use. And definitely come Wednesday, you see us, you see the changes.
So let's talk about your players, the players you have. Or are you trying to use these lucrative measures to poach players from other teams?
Well, they have been they have been there before this premiere. They are well organized, but it's unfortunate, actually, some of them crossed over to Port Authority, and now they're ready to come back. But we don't mind them, they'll come back. They are probably got something.
That's the way our players behave.
Of course.
They always look for the lucrative
opportunities,
side.
I know, right? And the thing now is, we're going to ensure that we create jobs for each and every one of them. They are going to be on salaries at council level, and going to encourage them. They have to be engaged, because once you see our players that, being when you see FCFC player, you know that indeed it's from Freetown State Council. We own our municipality, so we'll not let them just like that.
Let's talk about the history of them being a football team. What do they have to show?
Actually, I cannot say much.
Okay, let's come back to the dream of making Freetown a new city by 2022.
Yeah.
Kuma, let's talk, what's the immediate project the city council will undertake for now? The immediate.
For now, we're starting with waste management and sanitation aspect, because it's paramount. We want to see the city clean. That's part, and it's the heart of the president. It's the heart. It's the how can I say? It's a priority for her worship the mayor since she came, even before she came to pass. She has been working on that, and that is the immediate. And as you can see, that is why we launched this cleanest zone competition as part of this Transform Freetown plan, in order to be participatory, to be like a community owned. Those are not just sitting down waiting for the National Cleaning Day or waiting for Freetown City Council to come and clean. Before coming here, I left a lot of people there that are registering now for the sweeping, and most of them are women. We're encouraging more women to be sweeping the streets. Those are the immediate. Once when you go out there, you'll be afraid to even drop a tissue paper on the floor. Yeah. That's the priority.
Basically, the city is getting cleaner by the day, I must say. But the problem people have is the dump sites.
Yeah.
We know they're not enough, especially when this cleaning exercise comes in monthly. We know what people go through to dispose of their garbage. What plans does the city council have to bring in more sites?
Well, we're not planning to bring in more sites. We're planning to use the waste products as an end product. We're planning to recycle. So when you're using this plastic, and now it's not even planning. We have started implementing. We've gone. We are in partnership with industries and other partners that is their profession. And adverts are out there. Right now, as I'm talking to you, the adverts are now on newspapers. For if you have an industry or any group that is well registered and you'll be able to use this sanitation and know that you can come to council and we'll give you that contract as well.
Now this program,
and the end time is February, so we are using it. Most of these ties you see, other things are now part of our waste management strategy to ensure that we don't have piles of that at the dump sites anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so
and now also, this program was formally launched by the president himself. Let's talk about commitments he made to see this dream come true.
Well, the commitment he made, one great one was that he's ready to support, and he spoke to everybody, encouraging that the politics is over. We are all working towards development, and he wants to see that this transform Freetown, this dream becomes a reality. So it's asking upon all partners, donors, and even the central government, I can say, because we are directly answerable to the central government. We are answerable to our ministries, which is the local government ministry, and also the Ministry of Finance department, because they are controlling, they are giving us the money from the central grants and other money apart from our own source revenues. So they are committed to what the president, he says he wants to ensure that they give their support fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and continue to stay with us. I come over again to you, Usman Kundos, and the mighty Black Ball. Let's talk about the contract you signed with the players. Now that we know that they are going to be paid monthly, we know that you have a hold on them. But let's talk about how well you will motivate them to keep on giving their best to the team.
First of all, I just want to say thanks very much for the Premier League board. I mean, to bring some regulation to Premier League clubs. For the previous years or for the past 20 years, when you sign a player, it's for lifetime. Now you need to give your players a contract, which is good for the players. Some of them are brothers, some of them are friends. When you give them a contract, automatically they have their own family to take care of. It's a very good news, and that we all welcome. And we are working closely to give them, all of them, their contract, if they are deserved. We're going to negotiate what the contract, the terms of the contract is going to be, and then we agree, and then you can sign the contract. But it's good that for the Premier League, we came with that particular regulation, which is good for all of us, to make the game grow.
And also, when you talk about football, we remember that there was a time when certain players, according to the former Slaffer boss, when they were looking at investigating players on match fixing. Let's talk about how you as team people have managed that, so that that does not come up anymore. Although we know there were no proof given for that. Let's talk about how you have managed that. I'll start with you, Mighty Blackpool.
Well, I think, just as you said just now, that there's no proof about the investigation about players involved into match fixing. We want to discourage that. I will not say it's not match fixing in football, but at the same time, we say there's no proof to say that there is a match fixing in football. To manage that, not to have a match
sometimes
fixing.
These things happen. It's just that there may be no proof, but sometimes it happens.
Well, I never see something short, but we need to discourage that if that is going to happen in the Premier League. But what I believe, most of these players, they are committed to their clubs.
And they are satisfied.
And they are satisfied
with
with
the
their
teams they belong to.
Of course, yes.
Okay, and over to you, Alfa Rashid. Let's talk about your own side. What will you do to ensure that your players are satisfied, that they don't sell? Because that's what the common, that's what people know, that they don't sell the game and the matches.
You see, for East Alliance, we have something we call in crew bite game. We play bite game with the guys. Now you see, as for the game between Mighty Blackpool, if the players can win that game for us, apart from their salary and all what, they have 40 million.
Yeah. Special incentive.
Special incentive, yes, just to motivate them. And for sure, by tomorrow morning, they will be in camp. Yes. So you see, for East Alliance, we motivate our players in different ways. Like I said, by the game, if we win, you have this. You do well, you have this. You lose, you have this. So motivating apart from their salaries. And for instance, our salaries are the best for me.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Thank you very much. Well, let's read some of the text messages. This one says, all the best to the participating teams of the league. No one team could stop the league. Thank God for the 2 billion loans. How much is the fee for entry? Thank you, Comba, for the effort to revive the Premier League. May God bless the government. We are also excited. Let's enjoy the games devoid of politics and indiscipline. John Kister is one of the best coaches in the world, a young guy I admire. With John Kister as a coach, Eastern Lions will surely emerge as the victor. Mighty Blackpool will surely win. Wow, I'm so super excited for the Premier League to begin again. The Transform program is timely, but I'm not sure with the current state of Freetown if it will be transformed. Let's develop another city. Indeed, Freetown needs transformation. It's not a very nice city as other cities in the world. And the final one says, Freetown is far from transformation. Trust me. Kuma.
I want to start with the first, the first text that says, well, you see this dream like impossible and that we should create another city. That is also far from, it's not, I mean, it's impossible because we cannot create another. We have other cities as well under the Local Government Act. You have the Bo City, Makeni City, you name them, Kenema City and all the rest. So we cannot create. We're talking about Freetown City. And this is the capital city. This is the only capital city we have. And by the...
Nigeria used to have Lagos, and later they have Abuja.
Okay.
So don't say it's impossible.
So what can we say then about the other cities?
They have other cities too.
Yeah.
They have other cities.
But for now, we cannot have 2 Freetown cities.
Yeah, yes, but there will be another name.
Yeah. And somebody is saying that, I don't know, what's the next say?
The next one says Freetown needs transformation. It's not a very nice city as others in the world. Freetown is far from transformation.
Well, probably the person is pessimistic. I don't know, but that is his view or her view. I don't know. But we know that it will come to reality because with the head, the mayor we have now is somebody that is very, very much robust, and she's active, she's full with initiative, energy, and she's connected. She has everything it takes to transform the city. All we need now is the cooperation of people, cooperation, collaboration, and we can see. When she started on other activities, if you can go now to the Telecomis Garden, you can see that it's now an eyesore that everybody's snapping around there. You can even go there with your own initiative. You have to do some kind of monuments for somebody or your late one, you can do that. So these are the things, because we really want to emphasize on the CBD, on the beautification. And very surely, if you go now by the beaches, the beach areas, you can see improvement there compared to before the step. So it's gradual.
Thank you very much, Koma Asan Kamara, Communications Officer, Freetown City Council. Alhaji Komba, someone is asking again about the gate takings, please.
The gate taking for Sunday's match, it's 5,000. 5,000. Well, it's interesting here. The clubs, the regulation says matches are to be played between the periods of 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. So they determine the time of their matches. But for Sierra Leone, our normal time is 4:30, or 4 o'clock. Then for the amounts, again, the clubs determine. We are seeing money spenders associating themselves to clubs. It's possible a hosting club will just have one bomber just coming to say it's free. Yes, you cannot determine that. Yeah, so it's the club that determines its price. So for the open match, it's 5,000 open stand, 25 covered, and presidential list by invitation. You see who we are expecting to have make tickets available for presidential, but no way. So we are having this kind of situation coming up from the part of club. What's clear is that apart from the Premier League board going in search of sponsorship, even the clubs have embarked on seeking corporate sponsorship. Most of them are now fortified. Maybe people are only hearing of Mighty Blackpool and East Alliance because they are blessed with having the opening match.
Yeah.
So their own preparation is more coming forward now. But there are other clubs from the back that would have to shoot up.
13 more.
Yeah, yes.
15. It's 13. It's 11 more.
Yes, 11 more.
Yeah.
You see, we are hearing different news, which is good.
Yes.
This is the fanfare, the ambience we have been craving for to come back. For people that may have a different intention of going to that place on Sunday, especially those who take advantage of situation, click boys or what. We are pleased making a beckon call to them to deviate from that.
Okay.
Just be in your attire of affiliation club to support, cheer your boys up, and go back home peacefully. Okay,
thank you very much. 2 last text messages. This one says, I hope the games will be devoid from violence and lawlessness. The school league experience comes to mind. And the last one, will the matches be shown live on SLBC television?
That's for you to answer.
But that question, we will answer that question shortly when the sports program comes on, because by then we would have communicated with our bosses, because they need to tell us.
But even as that, honestly, it will be a remiss on my part if I fail to acknowledge the good work of SLBC. You've done a great job, even AYB as well. In fact, we are getting a rumor that AYB is even working to show that match live. Yeah, so you see the height, you see the heightening of the league, and honestly, the league deserves even more than this.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a gradual process. It's a kind of transformation or reforms to club football and football generally in the country.
Thank you very much. Now, Kondos, assure us, the fans of Mighty Blackpool.
I just want to tell Mighty Blackpool supporters that you need to be at the Shaker Stadium on the 27th, that's on Sunday. And good thing about Mighty Blackpool, already tried to rebrand our stand, that's stand 17. We're going to have a very good booth. We're going to have food and drinks, or Mighty Blackpool t-shirt, handband, cap, etc., etc., to support Mighty Blackpool. Or we're going to take the traditional way of supporting, like the managers, the boo-boos, is going to be understanding.
Okay, let's go over to the Eastern Lions,
yes,
the Killers.
The best team in the country. Yes. As for Eastern Lions supporters, you know, we're expecting supporters right around the country.
Okay.
For sure, I've spoken with the chairman for all the districts, and everybody saying we are coming with our people to see Eastern Lions. As for us,
so who wins on Sunday?
No, for sure Eastern Lions. We are the boss.
Who wins?
Okay,
thank you very much. Well, that's how we end the podium for this afternoon. Many thanks to my studio guests for being part of the program, and to you out there for being part of the podium too. Our quote for today comes from Vance Lombardi, an American coach, and it says, football is like life. It requires perseverance, self-denial, hard work, sacrifice, dedication, and respect for authority. My producer has been Salma Tabar. Till we meet again some other time, my name is Daphne Zainab Kamar. Stay tuned, and I wish the teams all the best, especially the Mighty Black.